Hey folks, it's Lindsey Huddleston with SPS back in the building at the beautiful MGM Grand downtown Detroit, and it's the Rachel Williams Foundation annual Coaches Forum, and we're looking forward to a great night. We have one of our great speakers here already, just touched down, Nolan Smith representing Tennessee State. Brother, how you doing?
Doing great.
Good. Hey man, you easy to work with. We saw you down in Indianapolis. We talked a little bit. We shared some information. First, how you feeling? Secondly, what makes you make yourself available for an event like this?
Oh man, well first, I'm tired. Finished my first season as a head coach.
Yeah, you did. Congratulations on the Ohio Valley Conference.
Thank you so much. A lot of my peers, my mentor didn't tell me how worn out I'd be at the end of my first season, but it's a good worn out. Obviously, had a great season and able to go to the tournament. And now there's no time for the rest. It's right back to it. It's right back to the transfer portal and build next year's roster. But making time for an event like this means everything. You know, you ever get a chance to sit amongst your peers and other head coaches and get knowledge and gain knowledge, and then also just give information to up-and-coming coaches coming behind us. It's always my duty to do that and give back.
Yeah, Coach, I'm going to continue to rain compliments on you. If I close my eyes and use Braille to read your resume, I wouldn't see this young brother here. It would be someone of double your age. I mean, and let's just call it what it is. 2010 national champion with the Duke Blue Devils. Got to go to the league, something that most people don't get to do, but didn't just stop there. Got deeply entrenched in coaching. I've been in some great programs. This is kind of a family business, respect for your late father as well. And here you are right now. Talk about, you know, how you've been able to ascend and also win, man. You know, you kind of win everywhere you go, but just talk about that aspect.
I just been really blessed to be around this game my whole life, and blessed to be in different situations, just from my playing career to post-playing career, and just be in so many different environments to just continue to just win. Coach K obviously taught me a lot about my coaching styles and coaching philosophies and morals and values. That's what it means to become a head coach. So when I was finally in this seat, I knew I was ready. Coach K knew I was ready, and you know, now just to come in and do what we did this year, it was amazing, you know, to say the least. But again, just having a great group of guys that bought into winning, bought into the culture, and having a great staff. And again, I can't say how blessed I am to be in this. The game has been good to me. This game has been good to me. So from playing to coaching, I just want to continue to just be good to this game, be a leader, be a man of God, and just keep doing this thing the right way, to just keep getting back to young men and young ladies as well that are coming up in this game.
I love that. Two things I want to touch on that you said. First of all, Coach Mike Krzyzewski, you know, being there for you. It's something for him to be someone who's behind you. And some people may say, and I get this, I mean, oh man, that's because, you know, he got Coach K. But the other part of it is for Coach K to want to get out and support you. It's one thing for you to have him, but for him to say, I'm going to support Nolan, that's my guy. Talk about both of those aspects.
Oh man, it means everything. And that's kind of who he was. When I decided to go to Duke, he told my mom, sitting in my living room, he was going to be there for me for the rest of my life. And he has been exactly that.
Wow.
And the minute he left my door, my mom said, "You're going to Duke."
So you're going to Duke? It was a done deal, huh?
It was a done deal. She knew he was telling the truth. You know, she looked him in the eyes, he looked her in the eyes, and you could tell he was a man of integrity. And so to have a guy like that in my corner when I start my coaching career, obviously my playing career, he's always been there every single step of the way. So to have somebody like that be a mentor, along with all my other mentors from Jeff Capels, Johnny Dawkins, Jim Lynams, Juwan Howards, so many guys that have been in my life. Rod Strickland, who just coming off with great years at LIU. You know, being in this basketball world literally my whole life. I have a lot of great people that have supported me, pushed me, and ultimately just, you know, continue to mentor me.
I love that. Now I want to put my sports psychology hat on. So you talked about those reasons and those people who supported you. But what were you doing as a player and as a relatively new coach that made people want to pour into you? What were the characteristics you were displaying? What are some of those things that some of these individuals who are participating tonight can pick up on? But what were you doing along the way that made Coach K say, I'm glad I made that decision, compared to saying, boy, I wish he could do it more?
I think for me, I've always showed a hunger to be great. Hunger to be great. And I think Coach K saw that. That's why he recruited me. My mentors, everybody that I'm around, any room that I step in, they feel that hunger. They got to see that hunger. And I think that's really it. When they see that you want to be great, then they want to pour into you. You know, that's how you get. Like when I just recently at Final Four, so many people came up to me this year, especially as a head coach, Assistant coach too, but more now as a head coach.
Are your jokes more funnier to people now?
Absolutely, absolutely. They laugh at everything. I'm like, man, I ain't that funny, but
well, I like this a year ago, but it's good though. Right.
But we can feel it when somebody just has that energy, that hunger. Man, coach, my name is such and such. They look you in the eyes and they tell you, man, I'm trying to grow in this business. Like, I can feel it. I can see it. I know what it looks like. And that's the energy that I'm looking for. And then it just naturally.
And you can't fake that.
You can't fake that.
You can't fake it, and you can't be too cool for schools that won't show. But it's leaning into okay. But I was going to ask, what does that look like as a player, and what does that look like as a coach? Just saying, someone coming up and they just kind of on fire.
They're on fire, and you got to sense that hunger of somebody that wants to be great. And like you said, you can't be too cool. If you want something, and you're trying to rise in this business and these ranks, especially if you don't have the playing resume, it doesn't matter. But if you have that hunger and that desire to rise and be a young head coach in this game, you got to have that energy when you go and approach somebody that, hey, coach, such and such, very nice to meet you. I would love to be on your staff one day, or I'm willing to do whatever it is. Anybody you can connect with as I grow. When I walk away, I want to be like, man, I felt his energy. 9 times I'm with somebody, man, you feel his energy? You know, that young boy trying to be great. Like that's how I want to leave a conversation. So now, hey man, take my number. I'm gonna do whatever I can to help you grow because I like your energy.
Yeah, I love that. Wow, Coach, I can appreciate that. Let's talk about this Tennessee to Michigan potential connection. You know, I'm sure it's a great way to open up opportunities. First of all, I told you I enjoyed the college tour when I went down to TSU, 30 plus years ago, and I'm not just saying from a social aspect. It was warm, it was unique, huge resources, but what do people in Detroit and the state of Michigan need to kind of understand as far as why Tennessee is important to you and what your expectations are with your program?
Yeah, man, Tennessee important to me because now as an HBCU in Tennessee, that's a very special place. Tennessee State's is right in Nashville. When you think about Nashville, the last thing you're gonna think about is Tennessee State and Fisk, two HBCUs right around the corner, right on Jefferson Street. You think about Belmont, Vanderbilt, Lipscomb, but you don't think about Tennessee State and Fisk. I think that's the pride that I have being there now, and there's so many connections to the black community there in Nashville that it's growing. And while I'm there, I'm gonna make sure I uplift Tennessee State, uplift Nashville, and make sure everybody knows like what's going on in that community.
Right. You're going to be with us for the HBCU, the Hoops and Culture. Let's talk about this because I had my experience as a freshman at Morehouse, the HBCU experience. Again, this is not being patronizing. You have an impeccable resume. You can almost go anywhere you want. What made you choose the HBCU?
It's always been a dream of mine. And I tell people, a lot of people don't believe me, but they like, man, it's always been your dream.
They said the interview is over, man. You good, you got the job.
You got the job. I'm like, no, this was a dream job of mine. And I think for me, I went to a very, very PWI. Right?
Yeah, two varies on that one. Maybe three.
Right? That's where I went, but that's not who I am. I spent so much time at Central. My uncle played at Howard. I'm from D.C., from PG County, right? And so it was always a vision of mine. I was introduced to HBCUs at a very early age. A lot of young men aren't. A lot of young women aren't, unless you're taking on those campuses. Everybody's introduced to the PWIs, right? These are universities too, right? People act like they're like a totally different one-off. No. So I think for me, getting this job to put on for our culture, to put on for HBCUs, to put them, especially at Tennessee State, being in the OVC, so to go to the tournament as at the Ohio Valley League,
you put the whole league in there.
It means a little more, right? A little more, and I think that's just kind of what I'm doing and why it was a dream job of mine to build it into a national program.
Yeah, I want to say one thing you said, man. Talk about identity. You kind of can be in both worlds. Predominantly white institution experience, with Duke, with all due respect to Duke, then at Tennessee State, and you talk about how young people are trying to navigate and get to the next step and whatnot, and just letting you know that how do you help maintain your identity when it comes to something like this?
Yeah, man, you got to stay true to yourself, no matter where you are, whether it's me at Duke, me going wherever I've gone in life. I've always been Nolan Smith, and that will never change.
Have you had chances to kind of go on one side or the other, or go deeply into a different cultural experience? And not to say that's not who you are, and I'm not trying to, push on something, but this is so unique that you got both these experiences.
No, it's two different worlds. it's two different worlds that I've had the blessed opportunity to be a part of both. Right, it ends up making you who you are. Just like Kenny Blakely, now he's able to say Duke guy, but now he's at Howard doing what he's doing. Right, so we're using our experiences, and that's what life is all about. It's all about experiences. So you can be over here, but still go dabble over here. Right, for my players right now at Tennessee State, I tell them, go to Vanderbilt, Belmont, look, get to know other kids, other cultures, and see different things. That's life. Those are life experiences, and those are all the experiences that I was able to gain from a young age. But then also at Duke, when I was playing at North Carolina Central, 5 minutes away from our campus. I spent a lot of time over there on the yard. They knew me over there. Right? So I spent a lot of time on the yard at Central. So that's kind of that's been ingrained in me to obviously branch out and see different things and learn different worlds. And it's ultimately made me who I am today.
Yeah, that's so refreshing to hear. I thank you for the time. We're going to get you out to see some more of the guests. Any last thing you want to share before we let you go?
Nah, just honored to be here, honored to be representing Tennessee State, and it should be a great night.
We're honored to have you, man. I appreciate it. Okay, guys, with that being said, this is Lindsay hosting with SPS. We'll see you next time. Peace.